Today, Birch Point. Let me start that again. Today, Birch Point Park celebrates its rich diversity of life and the economic significance of Canada's forest region, but it has also a rich past as a physical landmark within Boulevard Lake. Originally, this area was a fast-moving section of Current River, but in 1901, a dam was built for the generation of electricity for the town of Port Arthur, creating a reservoir. By 1914, the city had acquired most of the land surrounding the reservoir through the donation of the J.W. Lyon, for who the scenic drive around the lake is named. The reservoir was not formally named Boulevard Lake until 1936, when the storage of pulp wood in the lake was prohibited and the development of recreational activities was begun. Birch Point Park itself was named in 1962 as a designated picnic area. In 1981, the lake was used as the venue for the water ski and canoe events of the Canada Summer Games. Prior to 1987, Birch Point was home to the local sailing club. Beginners could learn and improve their skills before heading onto the cold, unforgiving waters of Lake Superior. From 1988 to 1998, Birch Point was the home of the community-oriented Thunder Bay Canoe and Kayak Club. The club used an old city building on top of the hill as their clubhouse. It was a place where recreational paddlers came to learn and socialize, and competitive athletes came to train. It was not uncommon to see 15 boats on the water any given evening, and as many as 30 boats participating in a Wednesday evening race. The tenure of the canoe club ended when the clubhouse repeatedly succumbed to fire, ushering the current era of Birch Point Park as a site for group and family picnics and a quiet place to relax in the city. Forest Capital of Canada, the year 2000 Commemorative Sculptures Project. Forest regions of Canada. The trees in Canada's forests are a significant part of our national heritage. For centuries, these forests have brought important social, cultural, environmental, and economic benefits to our country. Canada has a wealth of diversity in its forest regions. It goes on to list a number of forest regions with what formerly had numbers corresponding from this legend here to the numbers across the map that you see. For some reason the numbers are missing. The Canada Grove was planted by the Forest Capital of Canada 2000 to symbolize the forests across Canada. The grove is dedicated to William J. Rawle, who, during the 23 years in the forestry profession, made a significant contribution to forestry in northern Ontario and the development of Birch Point Park. Trembling aspen, territorial tree of the Yukon. With each breath of the wind, the leaves of the trembling aspen tremble, creating a whisper throughout the North Woods. Trembling aspen is well adapted to the northern forest through a process called root suckers. Fresh aspen sprouts can grow from the roots of an older tree. You may see a forest of trees, but it is actually one tree with multiple trunk systems with a shared root system. Beaver love its inner bark, so grouse feast on its buds, and moose browse on aspen through the year. Trembling aspen is also an important tree in the manufacture of oriented strand board and other forms of chipboard. Beaver's favorite food. Deliberately planted next to beaver's favorite. Okay. The reason for the panorama is that everywhere I look, I see this particular tree. And let me get to that. The sign says Western Red Cedar, provincial tree of British Columbia. The Western Red Cedar thrives on the Pacific coast because it cannot tolerate the bitter cold of winter. Its cousin, the Eastern White Cedar, is planted here. And so the tree behind me and the tree in front of me and the tree to my left and my tree around me, they're all Eastern White Cedars. They're all examples of the same tree. And then it goes on to say, Western Red Cedars stand up to 60 meters. Okay. That sounds really tall for its location. And may live for 800 years. Okay. Spectacular totem poles and huge dugout canoes are carved from its massive tree trunks. Western red cedar is used to make shingles and shakes as well as decks, boat building, and interior decorative work. Well, I'm glad this is not one of those. An 800-year-old tree that stands 60 meters tall. It's blocking the view. And it will block the view at that height from all over, everywhere, all the viewing places. I think that was an irresponsible decision to plant.